Irish MPs and Senators attend conference in Dublin. Maryam Rajavi. Iran is on the brink of change. Recognize Iranian people's right to self-defense. Fight to overthrow the clerical regime. Irish MPs and Senators attended a conference in Dublin on the 16th of November 2022, entitled Iranian People's Nationwide Uprising, No to the Mullah's Misogynist Regime, Yes to Democratic Republic. The conference featured Maryam Rajavi, who spoke online about the latest developments in the Iran uprising. Senior members of Parliament and Senate from the government coalition and the opposition parties, as well as independent MPs and former ministers of the Irish Republic, took part in the conference, and some addressed the meeting. The elected representatives of the people of Ireland declared in this meeting their decisive support for the Iran uprising and lauded the courage and perseverance of the people and especially the women of Iran. Senator Horkan, who is one of the spokespersons of the Fianna Fáil party, opened the conference by welcoming the participants. Then he invited Maryam Rajavi to begin her remarks. Maryam Rajavi told the conference,
Distinguished representatives, I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak with you. Our country is going through a period of transformation. A nationwide uprising for freedom, democracy, human rights, and equality has continued for 2 months. The clerical regime's brutal crackdown, with many martyrs and prisoners, has failed to stop the uprising. You might have seen some of the horrific scenes of violence and atrocities against young women these days, but they are only a small part of the regime's crimes. In the eyes of Iran's criminal rulers, the crime of these boys and girls is crying out for freedom and equality. This uprising, however, is not an overnight development. In the face of a misogynist regime, Iranian women are the main force for change. For decades, tens of thousands of freedom-loving women have been imprisoned and executed in Iran on political charges. 120,000 men and women have sacrificed their lives in Iran because they believed in freedom. In the summer of 1988 alone, 30,000 political prisoners were massacred. One of the perpetrators of this massacre was Ebrahim Raisi, the regime's current president. Today, in the streets of Iran, people chant death to Khamenei, which shows their desire for regime change. Their other slogan is death to the oppressor, be it the Shah or a mullah, expressing their rejection of all forms of dictatorship. They say they look forward to a democratic future, a republic where all people, men and women of any nationality and religion, are equal. The Iranian people are determined to establish a democratic republic based on people's vote and the separation of religion and state. We say no to compulsory religion, no to compulsory hijab, and no to a compulsory regime. To achieve this goal, the National Council of Resistance of Iran, a coalition of different political forces, promotes unity for regime change and the establishment of democracy in Iran. The NCRI is the longest lasting political coalition in Iran's modern history. The secret to the NCRI's endurance is its commitment to the principles transparency, in its positions and its democratic relations. Dear representatives, Iran is on the brink of change. In addition to suppression inside Iran, the clerical regime spends large amounts of money abroad under different covers in order to try to spread disinformation campaign and lies against the main resistance movement, the PMOI. They want to create this false impression that the mullah's regime has no alternative, but the Iranian people and their organized resistance will bring about change. Today, it is universally accepted that change will not come from within the regime. The only answer is organized resistance inside Iran. To this end, the resistance units have been formed all over Iran. Despite widespread and daily arrests, these units are growing and they are playing a significant role in the continuation of the uprising. In such circumstances, we and our people have three essential demands from the international community. First, to recognize the right of the Iranian people to defend themselves in the struggle for the regime's overthrow, and to acknowledge that it is the legitimate and essential right of the rebellious youth in Iran to fight the Revolutionary Guards, IRGC. Two, to shut down the regime's embassies, which pave the way for suppression and killing of Iranian people, and to expel the intelligence ministries, agents, and mercenaries from Europe. Three, to place the Ministry of Intelligence and the IRGC, Khamenei's main suppressive forces, on the EU and UN terrorist lists. My compatriots have bravely demonstrated their determination to overthrow the clerical regime. They know that no one will hand them freedom on a silver platter. It is time for Western countries to stand on the right side of history. Thank you all very much.